I'm Jem. I work with KitchenAid as a demo chef and a trainer. And I'm going to talk you through the perfect mince pie recipe using our lovely KitchenAid mixer here. This is a bowl lift, 6.6 litre mixer, and we've got a whole selection of other products on our KitchenAid stand if you want to have a look at that after. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Oh, I'm going to come over this side because it always feels weird standing there.
Okay.
So, so what, all jokes aside, what do you think makes a good mince pie? Well, you can joke if you want.
Yeah, I like really just sort of straightforward, short pastry. I don't like it. You got to have enough that it keeps those sides as well. But
Yeah.
really just sort of a short, not too sweet as well.
Yeah.
Not as sweet as you would go for like a tart citron or something like that. And I like doing this with a little egg wash and a dusting of sugar on top that gives it
Very
a nice little
nice.
crackle. But really the filling, I often find bought mincemeat to be a little bit too sweet. This is a nice one, and I'm just going to put in a little bit of orange zest as well.
Very nice.
So that's something that I like to do. But yeah, I always find shop bought ones they're not to my taste.
No, I don't. They're
Yeah.
much better homemade.
Yeah, they are. Right, I'm going to throw in flour first. I also find with this particular pastry, I don't need to sift. You can, obviously, but it all just sort of gets mixed in
Yeah, exactly.
together.
Time is precious, so why
Yeah.
bother? Why waste it? Life's short.
Precisely. Weigh out some sugar.
And are you using caster sugar or icing sugar? Or...
I use caster sugar because in pastry, granulated can get a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't quite
Bit
blend
too
in.
thick.
Icing sugar can work, but it behaves differently, and sometimes it can sort of come out. It's very light. So yeah, I prefer caster sugar for pastry. Here we go.
And
Just
what
100 grams
is
of
it on the KitchenAid website? This recipe?
We do have, yeah, there is a mince pie recipe on the website. I don't have a link to that right now, but it's got a nice little sort of star-shaped top. If you know,
Oh
we
yes.
could do a bit of that actually. I don't have a star-shaped cookie cutter, but we could cut one out with a knife. So that's going in there. That's looking good. I'm just going to blend that together. Looking good. This
Okay.
is also as well. I'll just show everybody. This is a flex edge beater that goes on the KitchenAid, which has a silicone side to it, so it scrapes the bowl. Really handy for anything that involves butter, which pastry does. And this as well. Is that microwave on and working?
It is.
Good stuff. All right, I'm just going to soften that. Saves us chopping it up. Pop that in there.
So, I'm using 2 blocks.
Yes, oh yes. Well, maybe a block and a half, actually.
Okie doke.
I think 2 blocks. I noticed, this is a little bit boring, but it's interesting to me, they've changed the size of butter.
Have they?
It used to be 250 grams, and it's gone down to 200 grams.
No.
I know.
And
Fascinating.
is the price still the
Jaw-dropping.
same?
We're going to keep that for buttering the dishes.
And have they changed the price, or is it still the same?
I think shrinkflation is affecting everything at the moment. So we've got that. That's ready. I couldn't get ice water, but I got water, chilled water. Ideally, it would be ice cold, because another thing to watch out for with pastry is if it gets too warm, you activate the gluten in the flour. I'm using all-purpose plain flour. It's got a low gluten content, whereas with bread, you'd want a high gluten content. But using cold water still helps to stop it from getting too stretchy, too gooey. So yeah, and
Okay.
you just work it very lightly.
I don't know.
Just 15 seconds, and then we'll check it out. Is it looking good? Oh yeah. There's a
Yeah?
little, I think, yeah, that should be fine.
Okie doke.
Yeah, you just want it sort of soft to the touch, and that is looking good. I'll lower that down. And I'm just going to put this butter in. You don't need to chop it or anything, because the paddle's going to do all of the hard work for us. And you just put it in, and it will get smushed up. Technical term, that. Smush the
Smushy.
butter. Chop it, shred it. You would breadcrumb it by hand, But this mixer is just going to take care of all of that for us.
And do you enjoy cooking? Do you cook a lot at home?
Yeah, I love cooking. Yeah, I mean, at home, what do I make? Sometimes I do make something a bit more ambitious. It's the time of year to be cooking as well. I love trying new takes on existing recipes. So shortbreads, mince pies, obviously at this time of year, cakes, biscuits, that kind of thing. But yeah, I love spiced flavors. I love fresh things. So I'll be doing a bit of orange zest into this actually as well. Good reminder. So yeah, we just take off the zest here and work this in because we all know what pastry tastes like. And so if you can make it a little bit different, maybe you don't like orange, you can use vanilla. You could put a little bit of cinnamon, ginger, any kind of like wintry spices are always good to incorporate into a pastry, just to add a little bit of something.
I agree.
Makes all the difference. It just shows that it's got that like homemade taste to it, rather than shop bought. They'll often use hydrogenated palm oils or just not all butter. And that really does affect flavor quite drastically. And so I like to use, I've got Kerrygold, any good butter. You can really notice the flavor. So that orange zest is going into the mix there.
It's going to be lovely.
I don't know if you can see inside.
Not really,
bowl.
because we've just got, if you have a look here, this is what we can see.
Oh yeah, I see that. I'll just get this out.
That's the camera there.
Yeah, perfect. So you can see that's come together like very fine breadcrumbs. And that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We're just going to get any little pieces of butter that might not have been incorporated on the paddle.
And why would you have, is it this one, is it because it's bigger, that's why it goes up and down? Because this is what kind of thing I used when I trained.
Yes.
We had the big one.
This is what you might call a sort of old style bowl lift mixer. And really it was kind of the original design for planetary action mixers. And the more common ones that you see on Bake Off, they're often the tilt head style. They're both good. This one's a larger capacity, and it's just, you can see, it's called a bowl lift because the bowl lifts, and the other one we call tilt head because the head tilts. I'm just going to incorporate those last few little bits. You got a little? Perfect. What else? There's an attachment, actually. There's a few attachments that I like for the KitchenAid mixer.
Right.
And one of them is a sifter scale that has a chute that sifts down into the bowl.
So you can weigh out your ingredients and go straight in.
Yeah, it's really, really handy. And that's what this front piece is for. That comes off and you'd fit attachments onto there. But there's things like a food grinder, there's a spiralizer, there's a pasta press, pasta roller attachment.
Which is brilliant. They're really high quality ones as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because the ones you like clip onto your side, they just no good.
No.
But because the KitchenAid's so sturdy, having the pasta attachments, I love it. It's brilliant.
It is perfect.
But never get it wet, I learned.
No, exactly.
The hard way.
You just got to look at it. And if it says do not immerse, you just don't get it wet. So I'm putting in a little bit of water now to bring it together. And if you want it to be the type of consistency where you could just bring it together in your hand, and that is enough. That is probably it, I think, for that. Yes, that's a nice looking pastry. I like that. Now, I'm going to do a Blue Peter moment, so I'm going to show you guys the consistency that I like, which is like that, where it's just coming together. I think you can see that in the bowl. And
nice
that would
and
be,
short.
Yeah, exactly, nice and short. And that, I would give it a little work on the countertop and then rest it in the fridge. But I actually have prepared one earlier, so I don't have to do that. Saves me resting it for 20 minutes. So I've just got this piece over here. And we're going to just warm this up to room temperature.
Because it's quite cold actually here, so it might be a bit colder than you'd like.
Might be. Let's just pull that together.
And you're, as well as many other things, you are at Harrods as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Harrods on a regular basis, yeah. Doing demonstration and chatting to customers about any KitchenAid products that they might be interested in.
And do you do QVC for KitchenAid as well?
I do, yeah, I do sometimes, yeah.
Do you
when they've
enjoy that?
I like that, yeah, it's a bit of fun. The QVC guys are lovely, they're a really friendly bunch. They always make you feel very welcome. And yeah, I didn't realize how busy they were. I mean, obviously it's the season, but yeah, they really rattle through products and shows. They have multiple studios.
Yes, yes, popular.
Yeah,
And you mentioned you're also a musician as well.
I am a musician, yeah.
What do you play? Do you sing or do you play?
I play guitar and sing.
Oh
yeah.
wow, amazing! What
Yeah.
type? What genre?
Folk, mostly, yeah, folk guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hobby. Me and some friends get together sometimes and just play a little bit of music. Yeah, it's good.
And what other artists do you like?
Ooh, that's a good question. Some of my favorites, they're not very well known. You know, some of the people that I really like, but I love people like sort of Leonard Cohen.
Well, he's pretty well known.
He's pretty well known. I'm racking my
you're
because
trying-
if I start talking about
Yeah.
artists that I really like,
Please don't judge us.
well, Gregory Alan Isakov,
We
anyone
love
know him?
Gregory Allen, don't we? we all
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you would.
Actually, I do know he's jazz, isn't he?
No.
No, that's someone else.
No, he's a sort of American folk singer.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, nice try.
Let us
to be
down,
fair.
guys. Never mind.
Yeah, an artist called Phoebe Bridgers. She's brilliant. She's been doing a lot of good stuff in the last couple of years. Yeah. Just kind of like heartfelt music. Doesn't have to be anything special, just nice sentimental stuff.
In a nice D minor. You like the old minor
Yeah.
chords.
Yeah. Well, there's all these kind of people are bringing out new Christmas songs. I mean, every artist has to have their Christmas song.
Yeah.
And I just sort of think, is it possible to make a new classic these days? Can you compete with the likes of Mariah?
Yeah, I think so. Someone
so?
out there has got a gem that we're all going to love. Oh, just pardon the pun. But yeah, I think so. Otherwise, it'd be, that would be quite
Do you think so?
depressing to think we're never going to get another hit
Well, I don't know.
or
It
another.
just doesn't feel like we're in the culture because everyone's streaming these days. I don't know if we're going to have those sort of massive plays all over the radio. You might be right.
True, you know what? You're true. It's very true. Actually, I don't even listen to the radio much anymore.
Hmm.
But anyway, I digress. So
Yes.
you're rolling that out.
I am. I'm searching for the right thickness for
And
this.
what are we looking for?
Oh, like a couple of millimeters, really.
Okay.
It's like less than half a centimeter is really what I'm looking for. Do you want a job to do?
Well, I can, but then I can't speak. Oh, I can.
yeah,
I can do one-handed.
Exactly, a little one-handed,
Yeah, that's fine.
little bit of butter.
There's
in the-
actually not really much on there.
No, is
but,
there not?
but it's. I mean,
There's a little bit in the bowl.
are you demoing again?
Today? No.
No, not today. But
Later this week. Yeah, I'll be here on Sunday.
Oh, so do you need these to come out then? Are you going to bake these? Or are you just going to pretend?
I'm keen to bake them. Yeah, I'm keen to get them
I'll be
ready. I
told.
figure I can have a little mince pie.
This is dinner.
Yeah, exactly. A little snack.
Well, we better turn the oven. Is the oven on? Oh, you've
The
done
oven's
it.
on. The oven is warm.
Well, you know you've only got until 5. You have to. I'm kidding. I think you're all right to stay a bit longer.
This is getting there, I think.
How many do you need? Because I'm not sure that's going to make them all, is it?
I think just do 9. 9 will be fine.
Okie doke. Well, now I've got that song in my head.
Which one?
Oh, actually, I won't sing.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
go on.
No, the Elton John and Ed Sheeran. Isn't that like a modern day classic?
Oh, that's the Christmas song of this season, is it?
Well, no, I mean, I think it's a couple of years old now.
Oh, is it?
Do you not know that Ed Sheeran and Elton John
shows what I
song?
know.
Where have you been?
Listening
to
my,
Leonard Cohen.
listening to all my sort of
What about good old
Niche.
Elton John?
yeah.
Elton John reminds me of like a nan now.
Mm,
It's like he reminds me of like how you think your nan should look.
So what we need is obviously a larger ring
Right.
for the base.
So this
Shall
is
I
just
bring that over there?
good plan, Stan.
Let's pop that in the little KitchenAid bowl there so that everyone can see this. So what I like to do is kind of squidge it up with
Oh,
my
yeah.
thumbs like that. You see that? You guys can see that? And then I'd cut. That's like a, I don't know, I measure in centimeters, probably about 8 centimeter. I don't know, that might be a bit ambitious. And then the next size down fits perfectly across the top. So it
So-
is good to have 2 rings.
Oh, definitely.
And then that will just sit on the top there. You can crimp with a fork if you want to make
Yeah.
it look a little bit dainty, but up to you.
No, these
but
are-
short crust shrinks, so it's
Yeah, exactly.
good
Yeah.
to bear in mind.
And what, have KitchenAid come up with any new colours? Because I remember it took me a long time
Yeah.
to pick my colour.
Oh, did it?
And it
What
went-
did you go for?
Well, at the time, and I don't regret it, but I went for like the kind of retro mint green.
Okay, yeah. That might be pistachio.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
And
nice.
it still looks really pretty. And I paint my kitchen wall
That is a
all different
stalwart.
colours.
I love that colour. It's really popular. We've just brought this particular mixer out in pistachio, and a bunch of other products have just been released because of the popularity of that colour.
Oh, wow.
But new ones, like the colour of the year is blue salt, and that's a nice light blue with a shimmery sort of pearlescent
Oh, wow.
pink. And evergreen, very popular. That one's got a wooden bowl. Stunning
Oh,
mixer.
wow.
Yeah, really like that one.
Oh, but I really like the see-through bowls, though.
Yeah, the glass
Mine's
bowls.
see-through.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, a glass.
got one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a glass one.
Yeah, they're classic mixing bowls, so it is.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I just like to be able to see inside, not just.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's nice to be able to see exactly where it's at.
But I've had
Helpful
mine
for demos.
many years, and it's still good as new.
Well, that's it. That's what they're
Yeah.
about. They're all about longevity. I chat to customers quite a lot, and they're like, sometimes they just want to brag about how long they've had it. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I've had this since 1987, and it's still going strong. And that just speaks volumes to me.
Yeah.
The brand really care about it as well. Whenever we have meetings, they always really care about sort
Yeah.
of the longevity of the products and making good things that people want to use for a long time. So I really value that.
Yeah, I agree.
We
It's
might
important.
be only able to make 6. How are we doing for time?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh,
We're
that's
good.
all right. Got that. Let me just count these out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll be fine. I'll just do 6. It's quite thick, actually. I would have liked the pastry to be a little bit thinner, but it hasn't really warmed up.
No, it is cold here. I'm glad I picked a jumper today.
Okay, that's good. Now, what I am going to do is crack this open. And I think I'm going to mix some more orange zest into this.
Do you know what I like doing?
Tell me.
Is soaking my currants in. Well, I do it in orange juice, but you can do it in whiskey or
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, brandy, whatever's traditional, and then add it in as well, and then some mixed nuts as well.
Yeah, nuts.
So it's
nuts
got
is a nice
crunch.
one. I always avoid nuts when I'm demoing because of allergens, but I really like sort of some walnuts.
Yeah.
I mean, anything.
Someone once, one of my friends years ago, I should say, he put chocolate chips in his.
Oh, yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get. I love chocolate, but I just couldn't get my head. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, it feels unconventional, I
Yeah.
would say. Each to their own, just
Yeah.
not that.
Yeah, each their own, but never do it again.
You could potentially put a bit of cocoa in the short crust pastry. It's also very unconventional, but I would permiss that.
You could do it, but I just think
Yeah,
no. I think they just look nicer like that, and I like it when the inside kind of bubbles out a bit and goes sticky, caramelizes.
With adventurous recipes such as your friend with the chocolate chips, I always think if it was really good, we'd know about it. People would do it more.
I'm going to tell him.
He's been judged.
By the way,
Yeah. Jem says.
no, but you've got a point there.
I really think, I've made mince pies pretty confident. I've made them every year since I was a kid.
really?
Yeah, and my mum likes them, so I think it's that. And she likes to do fresh cranberry, even,
Yeah, nice.
which is
I
quite
mean,
nice. Yeah,
is it nice
they're
actually?
quite big. You have to.
Yeah.
I
Are
think
they
you have to chop them
sour?
up. That's that. Am I right to just chop on the table?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to do a little bit.
Would you do it at home? No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah,
It's fine.
exactly. Yeah. A little bit of juice just to loosen that up and give it a bit of
Yum.
freshness. I know. We're
Would
getting
you-
into the woods now.
What do you do for Christmas? Do you have tradition? Do you go with
We
friends,
we
family?
do have. This gives you an insight into how bonkers my family are. Is that we have a Christmas tradition where we don't put an angel on top of the tree. We put a Christmas mole on top of the tree,
Oh,
and we
right.
found it years ago. It's become this real tradition that now my big sister has a little. I've got a niece, Lyra, and it's become this sort of fabled thing of when we're going to put the Christmas mole on top of the tree, and it is. I just think,
That's
what a bunch
sweet.
of loonies.
Well, that and it's very sweet.
Thanks for not judging me.
Only on the inside.
We've got a spoon.
I can certainly find
That would be
you one.
so much better than a fork for this. I was about to go for it, and I thought, no. Not in front of a live audience, not in front of you lovely, respectful folk who've given up your time. You want the perfect mince pies. Thanks so much. Thank you, Ian. Waiting in the wings. All right, here we go. These are going in.
Oh, good. You're being generous as well. There's nothing
Yeah,
worse than an
yeah.
underfilled mince pie.
Yes. It's all currants and citrus, spices. Yeah. There are, I mean, for a while I thought I was one of those people who would make their own mincemeat.
Oh,
And I did it once, and I made so much that I just thought to myself, I'm never going to make, I had to make 100 mince pies to get through it. Which, you know, if you've got 100 people, or people who will eat 100 mince pies, that's great. But I did not.
I do not.
I had a few too many, a few left over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit excessive. No, I think it's good to buy, as you said, a nice high quality one, and then add to it as well.
Yeah, I
add
think
your
that's
own
the way.
thing, and
Yeah.
then just pretend you made it.
Yeah, exactly. These ones, oh, yeah, no, homemade.
Oh, everything's homemade. Everything's homemade. Is it organic? Yes. Yes, it is.
I was chatting to Mark at KitchenAid earlier, and he recommended putting candy canes in it, and I just thought that was a bridge too far, you know? There's fusion recipes, and then there's blasphemy.
Then there's just
plain wrong.
insanity. No, that just...
I think that was the word I used, actually, wasn't it? I wonder if Mark's out there somewhere. There he is.
Mark, that's just wrong. This is wrong.
What
No,
are you
I
up
just
to?
think it would like you'd bite in and like hurt your teeth.
Yeah. I don't know how, I mean, we could try it, but I can't imagine it going well.
But I think like you'd have to do a disclaimer because someone would bite in and then break their tooth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be doing a candy cane cake on Sunday.
With actual candy cane in the cake.
It
You know
seems
what?
to be.
Don't tell me. I'm looking forward to the surprise.
Yeah, exactly. Who could say? No, it's sort of, it takes on the spiraling, swirling aspect of a candy
nice.
cane, which is nice. What do I need now?
Are you going to be doing it on this stage or the other stage?
It'll be here. Yeah, it'll be here on this stage on
Good
Sunday.
times.
So I'm just going to do a bit of that. Cutesy little fluting.
Oh, you're getting
On the
fancy
outside.
now.
Helps just to put a bit of pressure on the outside. Make sure it's sealed. Because ideally, it does happen, but ideally you don't want too much of the filling to bubble up.
A little bit though, just
Yeah, a little bit. Exactly, just a little bit. But if it does really get out,
yeah,
it can sort of weld itself.
Yeah, you can't
into
get it
the-
out of the tin.
Yeah.
And then it takes ages to clean as well.
There we go, nice and rustique.
Rustique. So you don't cook on Christmas Day, or do you?
I'm always cooking on Christmas Day, yeah. I am
you?
thoroughly employed by my family. You know, they don't let me do all of it, but I think they sort of go,
You get the odd job.
you'll be fine. You love this, don't you? And I to be fair, I do. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get that a little wipe. And then I always poke a hole in the mince pies. Again, that jam is going to bubble up and steam, so I just create somewhere for that to come out.
Yeah.
And then those are ready. Those are perfect
Ooh,
mince
wow.
pies.
I mean, I think I'm sold. I have to say, they look pretty perfect to me.
You're too kind. All right, yeah. So those are my top tips, really. Just zhuzh up your favorite mincemeat with a
Very nice.
little bit of zest and a little bit of juice, actually, as well. Gives it that nice little lightness. Oh, no.
Do you think you would try
forgot
this
the egg wash.
style at home? Lots of nods, and she shook her head.
Yeah.
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No, no. But some people will.
Yeah.
So what was wrong? Sorry.
I forgot to do egg wash.
Well, we can pretend we did. You
Do you reckon? No, I've got it. It's all ready to go.
Fair enough.
We're doing it.
You're a perfectionist, aren't you?
Yeah, I am a bit. I think
That's why you called them the perfect mince pie.
that's it. Perfect mince pies wouldn't be perfect without a bit of egg wash.
Is anyone back on Sunday? You're back. Well, do you come along and see the cake that
Yeah.
we've heard so much about?
I hope we
Yeah.
haven't called that the perfect cake.
We've
because-
called it the ultimately perfect.
Yeah, okay.
You
right.
never need another cake in your life again cake.
Okay.
So no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. It's gonna be great. And I promise it will live up to that reputation. I'm just gonna go fingers.
Oh, now you're adding some sugar.
Yeah, just a little for that crackly
Yeah.
sweet top.
Why
I
not?
think it's nice. You could,
Oh.
again, up to you. If you're a big fan of spice, then you could also go in with a little bit of fresh cinnamon
Yeah.
as well.
Ground, I would say, though.
Huh?
I'd go ground.
No. Like I'd go.
Fresh cinnamon.
Yeah, well, not the whole thing, right? You do a little bit of this,
Oh.
and you just flecks of
monsieur.
cinnamon for that Christmas
Nice.
spiciness.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a bit good. Again, just a little extra bit of faff, to be honest.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for
pleasure.
sharing your tips with us. I, for one, am definitely going to make it in my KitchenAid.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And thank you so much. And Jem, can we find out more? Should we go on the KitchenAid website?
Yeah,
or
the KitchenAid
stand?
website's got some amazing promotions to do with the Black Friday, but also there's just discounts across a bunch of our products online, ranging from 10% to 40% off certain models.
Nice.
This, the 6.6 litre, is down from $899 to $559.
Get
I
out of
think,
town.
And the change. I know. That's a bargain.
That is actually very good.
It is.
That's a really good offer. So if you are in the market for a new KitchenAid, I would definitely take you up on that.
We've also got a KitchenAid cordless range, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
And that's like smaller gadgets, so your hand mixers, portable blenders, coffee grinders, little vacuums for your kitchen. And those are all on a discount as well. And they all come with a battery, so they're cordless. Yeah, I think it's a great time to be buying KitchenAid, and especially in the run-up to Christmas, getting little gifts or stocking fillers for your family and friends. You can't go wrong. And if people have a KitchenAid already, the attachments as well. See if you can work into the conversation, oh, would you like a bit of ice cream or pasta? Yeah, and see if you can get them an attachment to get them excited to be cooking again.